by wounded child, Alan?
So in early life we form our view of the world based on the experiences that we had, and sometimes those experiences can be traumatic, they can be fear-filled. We grow up and we look at the environment that we're in, we look at the people that are our primary teachers, that are parents, and view the way that they live their life as the way that we're supposed to live our life as human beings. We look at our father and judge that that's how men behave in the world. We look at our mother and assess that that is the way that women behave in the world, and we look at the way that they relate and assume that that is the way that a relationship is supposed to happen. And so it forms our view of the world, it forms our view of relationships. And the thing is that it's not always that healthy. In some ways it's not healthy, but we still pursue a life, or we live a life that holds a lot of that framework, the signature of that, the signature of our condition, the signature of our culture. We believe that is the way that we're supposed to react and respond in this life. And so the parts of ourselves that don't really serve our highest good, the parts of ourselves that keep us small, that keep us limited, that keep us diminished, that have a limited view of what our potential is the part of us that we call the wounded child. It's the part of us that we push away, that we don't want to see because we feel fear around it, we feel triggers, we feel shame, and all those other parts of our psychology and parts of our behaviour that really haven't helped us to live a life of our fullest potential. And so from a shamanic viewpoint, what happens is when you're a young child and trauma occurs, is that you run for the hills. Part of you fragments, and it's known as soul loss. And from the shamanic viewpoint, for you to really remedy the conditions that were caused by that originating soul loss, you have to bring that soul part back. The soul part's going to see that the landscape or the terrain isn't necessarily any healthier than it was when that soul part originally left, because you haven't necessarily done any transformative work around it. Yeah, but you also have to do the psycho-spiritual work that we require in the West. We're not living in the jungles of Peru, where just a soul retrieval will be enough. We actually have to do sort of the psychological work. The soul is an energy as well. And if part of it fragments, it leaves a space. And that space is filled by something, it's filled by an energy that holds its own signature, its own belief systems, its own conditions. And it's not going to be in the same vibration as our own innate vibration. And so what that does is it holds a memory associated with the original condition, and it sends a trigger, and that trigger becomes an emotion that in a way dominates our experience. And it's that condition also has a personality, usually with a voice, and it could be the critic, it could be the judge, it could be the doubter, it could be the shamer. And so for us to release all these conditions, we actually have to first of all extract that energy that holds that sort of memory, and then bring in a higher vibratory energy, which we can then program through different processes that we're going to be teaching, so that you can reframe and relearn how to be, a healthy, happy human.